am both hilarious and articulate.
Jon Berger, everyone.
I'll be reading some stuff. You're welcome. There are people who see a challenge and fail. And then they grit their teeth, smile grimly, stamp their feet, and take on the challenge again. The best of these people are called heroes, but too many of them toil in obscurity. I am someone who knows nothing of that kind of behavior and those kind of people. When I see a challenge, I fail. I wonder why I even bothered in the first place. I claim sour grapes, and then go buy some sweet grapes to assuage my shame. I may even get grape jelly to ensure that the grapes are sweet enough. Challenges are so 18th century, don't you think? Haven't we had enough of them by now? That was called grape jelly. This is called, thank you. This is called perfect is the enemy of done. Things are changing over here in the casa. You'd hardly recognize me right about now. I think you'd recognize me. You'd hardly recognize me right about now. I'm not yet twice the man I used to be, but I'm getting there. I am learning to accelerate my abilities to their maximum capacity. I am lengthening my sentences. I am expanding my vocabulary. I am stretching out my billable hours. I am improving my fashion sense, my musical taste, and the drugs I take. I am taking in more protein. Things are good. Things are better than good. Things are best. That was perfect as the enemy of done. This is a short poem about challenges. Just because the gauntlet is thrown doesn't mean you have to rise to the bait. Just because you have even dared doesn't mean you have to accept it. Just because there's been a challenge, you don't have to take it. Just because all your friends have jumped off the bridge doesn't mean you need to split your skull open too. Please don't split your skull open too. Short poem about challenges. Thank you. This is Creatures Free and Chained. I let the dogs off a leash so they could run as fast as they wanted, while I biked alongside them in my industrial neighborhood. If I did it early in the morning or late at night, there wouldn't be enough people around to judge my actions or ticket me for leashless behavior. While holding them, they would constantly pull against me. It was stressful for all of us and didn't yield desired results. If I got on the bike, they would follow me at a speedy clip, getting the kind of exercise they sought without straining anybody's bodies. I liked the fact that I got exercise too. You could see, I could use it. Winning all around. Heading back to my building, we saw a feral cat. It wasn't the first time we'd seen an animal in our travels. They'd see a bird hurtle towards it, and the bird would fly away. They'd see a squirrel, jump at it, and the squirrel would scurry up a nearby tree. The girls went after the cat, who naturally dashed for a nearby fence. He didn't make it. Instead of playfully pushing the creature back and forth between them, these proto-wolves I was caring for savaged the cat. What? I moved in to pull them away from their thrashing and biting, but when I said no and let them go, they started up again. I watched this catty critter breathe its last because the dogs had obeyed their instincts. Bad dogs, I muttered, but I was thinking, dumb boy. I found a box for the cat so that it was showing it the appropriate respect for the slaughter committed onto him. I bagged the box and put it into the garbage. I'm so sorry for what I was party to, you formerly free creature. You deserve better, and I deserve worse. That was called Creatures Free and Chained. So I'm there in the elementary school in the bathroom at the urinal. I'm standing there finishing up, zipping up and walking away, and the janitor, who hopefully isn't perfect as he watches me, says, "You didn't flush." I stop in my tracks. "That's right. Go flush the toilet," he says. "We're in a drought," I respond. Not supposed to flush for pee in a drought. We're probably supposed to respect adults, I guess, but this is the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and I'm some snotty, white 11-year-old who knows everything, and anyway, I'm right. We shouldn't be flushing water, wasting water in this situation. The janitor takes me to the vice principal. "We're in a drought," I say. "We shouldn't be flushing for pee." Mr. Peck looks at me with kind eyes and says, "I understand, Jonathan, but if nobody flushes the urinal, then it permanently stains, and Mr. Urquhart's job just gets that much harder. This was a side of the issue no one had mentioned, but had nothing to do with what I was saying. So please flush the toilet from now on, all right? I didn't respond, but got up and went back to class. I continue to piss as I see fit, but I try not to stain shit or piss anywhere. No need to make anyone's job harder. That was called Toilet Tales. This is called Fittage. You say our days are over, we had our time, we enjoyed our span. I say, what are you talking about? How can it end? We never really began. We have started something special. We are living this potential. You know we can grow. Believe in me just like I believe in us. We have so much to discuss. Don't let us go. You can't end our life together, not until the 9th of never. We have so much to finish today. You and I, we have our missions just like atomic fission. We are building up something always. We just fit, we are it. Though you're smart, I'm half-wit. Just admit we're close-knit and commit. We can't split. Compliment we two do. I know you, you do too. This is true, I'm your crew. Get a clue, we're not through. Here's the thing, we work perfectly as a team. You know we mesh like a pure dream, it just rocks. You must see that's magic in all we touch. To have that done just out of your clutch, why block it? You spin the gold, which I then package. You build the train, I lay the trackage. We work great. Our group of two is just fantastic, and you're not done anything drastic. It ain't too late, and you think there's something missing, a part I may be dismissing. You suspect you could do better, you're just wrong. I am your final pieces, like the chocolate in your Reese's, which is why I'm out here singing this damn song. We just fit, we are it. When you're dim, I'm well lit. Just admit we're close-knit and commit. We can't split. Compliment we two do. I know you, you do too. This is true, I'm your crew. Get a clue, we're not through. That was Fittage. The Doric columns in the park stand tall, showing what civilization could be, while human beings mule underneath it, showing what civilization is. It is a beautiful day, but the people are never satisfied with what is before them, and they always ask for more. Even I sit at a distance, judging others for being so judgmental. What has become of us all? Were the Greeks like this? Of course they were. Civilization in all its myriad forms has been horrible from the start, and will be horrible to the end. On that we can always rely. That was called the Greeks. Thank you. Thank you. This is called, I sense the enthusiasm is hoping I'm going to end, but I've got like 45 more. So we're in this for the long haul. Just sit back and enjoy it. Or enjoy it, whatever. We got, I'm going to keep on saying we got until I'm ready to stop. And that's now. We got more. The ink spilled and with it my legacy. The glass crashed and so did my hopes. The day ended just like our romance. The band snapped as did the boss at the end of the shift. Our mission collapsed, a sandcastle built too high, on a beach of similes, metaphors, and whatnot. That was called Similes, Metaphors, and Whatnot. This is one I'm going to skip. This is one I'm not going to skip. So you found out the truth, the secret is out. Despite all my tries to keep it from you, you know what I'm about. I've meant it to be hidden, to keep it inside, but you had to dig. This is just like the other one. It rhymes and it's saying the same thing. I'm skipping that too. This one is not like the other one. It's called ride. It's different. Did you know that the word gullible is spelt with only one L in the dictionary? It isn't true. I had to check. In high school, just a little bit before the 20th anniversary of Sgt. Pepper's, Cohen told me that Lennon and McCartney originally wrote the song Ticket to Ride, but wanted to make it more universal, so they changed it to Ticket to Ride. Really? I had no reason to question the story. I was not the student of the Beatles I would later become, and there was no Wikipedia nor smartphones to immediately challenge every word that every other human being said at the end of a sentence. So I swallowed the story until Mitchell later laughed at me when I regurgitated the tale. I felt very foolish. Why would Cohen fuck with me like that? I had done nothing to him and I had no motivation to doubt his words. He hadn't presented anything outlandish in his report. Why wouldn't I believe him? It turned out that there is a rye in England, so the story would make a certain amount of sense were it to have been true. It's not though. I just checked again. Again, I got taken for a ride. Last one, back to the eggs. Occasionally, I return to the alternate reality where Paul McCartney opted to keep the original filler lyrics to Yesterday. Scrambled eggs. Oh my baby, how I love your legs. Not really what he wrote. Really. Terrible. In that reality, Johnson opted to stay in office for an additional term. Sgt. Pepper's included both Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields. John Lennon announced the end of the Beatles in December 1970. The country rock band Eggs Over Easy became huge, making pub rock movement bigger, much bigger, and thus causing the stars of acts like Graham Parker, Joe Jackson, and Elvis Costello to shine far brighter than they do in this world. I love to go to Costello Land for the rides. Not so many people cover the song Scrambled Eggs, but the song does have some defenders. I still prefer this reality than that one, but it's a nice place to visit.